May Flom here, and today we are playing with the ScanNCutDX and the brand new rhinestone patterns that are available for purchase. So there is a set of rhinestone patterns available for purchase. You activate it in Canvas Workspace, which is where I am now. You select which one you want to make and send it over to your machine wirelessly, or the way I'm doing it is saving it to a USB drive and transferring it. Isn't that beautiful? Loving these patterns and loving the ability to make something like this. Now the rhinestone patterns, you can't really resize them because the rhinestone design is set with a certain number of stones in a certain size. So that is one limitation you'll want to be aware of. When you're ready to go though, you'll go into the ScanNCut and select the design that you are talking about. In this case, of course, I've got my rhinestone, and you might see, gosh, May, that's a lot of designs. Yes, my USB drive is full of designs. So you can see you've got the two pieces and you'll want them to be separate so that you can cut it out of your color and then your horn color. Now, if you want to get fancy, if you want to have lots of different colors, you can cut this out multiple times and kind of cherry pick the colors. So the process is very simple. You just go all the way through and you're going to cut. You can see I have half cut turned on because I'm cutting vinyl. Everything's good. We can cut that. So here's a whole bunch of different colors. This took quite a bit of time, but basically what I did was sort and then plan and then put the pieces so that all of the different pieces that I want cut in all of the colors I want cut are on my mat, and I'm able to cut all kinds of different colors. So instead of doing the single color as shown, that's my workaround, is I did two and got all the different colors of vinyl. Now you're going to need to weed that vinyl. You're also going to need to go back in a second time so that you can cut the rhinestone half of the pattern, which you see here. So you're just going to go ahead and bring that on in, and there's nothing to do. You're just going to click through to cut. You're going to keep it on half cut because you're going to be cutting like a velvety material. You don't want to cut through the backing. So leaving it on half cut, you're going to get that material out, the rhinestone sheet, as you can see there. And you're going to leave it on half cut, cut it on out, and then what you're going to do is go through and weed or remove all the tiny circles that your ScanNCut cut out. That's probably the longest part of the process for this project. Here's the thing though, you can save this piece of velvet material with your design cutout. So if you were making more than one, if you wanted to make more than one, if you wanted to make a bunch, guess what? You completely can. You can save this and reuse it as many times as you want. And I think that's great because, for example, if I'm making a batch of birthday gifts, I can just I don't have to do this part again. I can keep this and reuse it as much as you like. You're going to need hot fix rhinestones. Brother sells a whole bunch of different ones for the ScanNCut, or of course you can use something else if you have something else in mind. I'm going to be putting clear stones all around the unicorn's body, and then I'm going to use multicolor, and I'm actually going to use tiny multicolor for the star. Now I'm using a brush that came with the rhinestone starter kit, which is a whole separate thing. There is a kit that you can purchase that comes with the brush and the material and the transfer material and everything you need to be making rhinestones projects. If you would like to purchase that, that is available from Brother Dealers. Now what I am just doing with this is just kind of going, usually a circular motion works best, but you're just getting rhinestones in all of the spots, including the star. Now for the star, I went with a tinier rhinestone than the space originally showed. That's totally fine. You can always go smaller on those spots. Now what we're going to do is the transfer material. So you want to be very careful and all at once. You see how quickly I laid that down, and then I like to use the brush because it's nice and soft. You're going to rub firmly to make sure everything transfers. Now you want to go this all at once because the transfer material is sticky. Not permanently sticky, but sticky enough that those rhinestones are going to stick to it. So if you try to go up and down, some of them are going to cling, some of them are going to move, you're going to have to redo it. It's not the end of the world, but it is obviously nice to avoid problems. You obviously want to have all of your rhinestones all nice and stuck, as you can see mine are there, in the order they're supposed to be, all ready to go. Now here what you can see is I have layered all of the vinyl pieces on top so that I can see how it looks, so that I am sure that I like it, that I don't need more colors. I'm absolutely in love with this design, I'll tell you that right now. But once you're there, you're ready to transfer onto whatever your project is. I am making a large banner to hang here in my studio. I thought that would be really decorative and fun and adorable. And yes, I am a grown woman who wants a unicorn banner hanging in her studio. So your first step is going to be to place the rhinestones down. Now, I'm doing this on a felt mat that is made for ironing. And then I'm putting material over and pressing with my iron. Once you have done this and repeated this, it all should work. But as you can see, the very tip of the ear, there's a single rhinestone. Sometimes if there's a single rhinestone and I know it's, it should transfer quickly, I'll do what I just did there, where instead of repeating the whole process, I'll just try to do it without, just go ahead and put that back down. Once the rhinestones are in place, we start with the vinyl. Now, one piece at a time of vinyl. I'm placing the vinyl down. You notice the vinyl is weeded out there and has the transfer sheet, and I'm leaving the rhinestone transfer sheet on because I don't want to accidentally mess up any of my rhinestones. Once it's transferred, I'm going to lift up and then one piece at a time, place my next, remove the transfer material from the piece of vinyl I was doing, put the new transfer material down, let the rhinestone transfer material, which is larger than everything, of course, set down. And I'm just going to repeat this step all the way around my unicorn here until all of the pieces are done. Now, the transfer material is slightly sticky, which is helpful. You see how I lay the original rhinestone material back down. It's a little sticky, and that's really good because it helps keep everything in place. It makes everything really super easy. You can see here the finished product, and all I had to do was some cutting, some weeding, and some assembly, and now I have a unique unicorn banner hanging in my studio, and I can make even more anytime I would like. This was a super fun project. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I will see you next time.